Time does not exist. What is time actually? Time is a human construct, a man-made measurement to count cycles of day and night. That's what time is. And we divide that cycle into 24 divisions we call hours. And each division we also divide into seconds. And if you do chemical science, there are even more divisions of a second. However, it all comes down to a measurement, a tool. The Heavenly Father created day and night. And day and night functions in months and years. And we human beings, we build calendars. We name each full cycle a year. And every 10 cycles, so every 10 years, we call a decade. And every 10 decades, we call a century. And every 10 centuries, we call a millennium. So those are tools used by the world to count the cycles. Now, time as a construct is handy when you are calculating stuff. For example, if you want to know how long it takes for a tree to grow, you can measure the amount of days that will pass by, divided in, and then that whole period of waiting, you can divide it in months and years, and you can say, oh, it takes around 4 years for a tree grows. Or if you are cooking, or if you're baking a cake, you can use a timer just to calculate how long is required for the dish to be ready or for the cake to be done. So time is a measurement, it's a tool. But that tool is just a tool. It's not a natural thing that God made. So when you invest in time, you're investing in a man-made construct. And here's the thing. Because you invest in a man-made structure, because that's what it is. It is a structure that we tend to hold on to. The moment you invest in that, you become stuck at the structure. So instead of benefiting and enjoying every cycle, means every day and night, you now are thinking, it's already 6 p.m. I need to get home because I need to do work. I need to do that. What does that do to your mind? Your focus is turned away from the Heavenly Father and His will, and you're focused on doing the will of society or else. So time is created by mankind to measure cycles and the amount of cycles. So it's a handy thing, just like you use a ruler to measure distances. For example, miles and kilometers are not made by the Heavenly Father. Those are measurements we use. Kilometers are used in mainland Europe, in the United States and Britain to use miles. So those are measurements, and those measurements are factual, but that's what they are, measurements. So too often we cling onto the tool instead of realizing what the tool was meant for. So what I'm telling you is that this world, or better said society, tricks you into investing in its constructs instead of having you focus on the will of the Heavenly Father. Because the moment you're focused on the will of the Heavenly Father, you're not obsessed anymore with measuring the cycles of day and night. You'll just be going through them in a dynamic and fluent way, and you'll be joyful and you'll be happy. But the moment you cling onto time, which is man-made, because it's man-made, it's also subjected to the conditions of men. So society uses time to control you. Instead of using time, the tool, what it's meant for, just to measure things, they now tell you to measure yourself with how well you use that thing called time. Time does not exist. What we have now is the eternal now, the eternal present. And everything from Adam and Eve, going to Nimrod, going to the Roman Empire, when Christ was crucified, going all the way till today, until Christ returns, it all happens in the permanent now. There's only the permanent now. and everything unfolds in the permanent now. And we measure what happens in the permanent now with this thing called time. And the reason we, as human beings, invented this tool called time is because we have a cycle of day and night. But what if the cycle of day and night would be replaced with permanent daylight? What if there would be permanent daylight on the earth? So it wouldn't be day and night, but it would be day it would be day permanently. Would it still make sense to measure moments? Well, it would be useful to do it if you're cooking or baking or something, but in general, it wouldn't be necessary. The thing is, our bodies are designed to get along with the cycle of day and night. That's why day and night exists, for our bodies to rest. So that's why it's useful to have this measurement called time. But if we would have immortal bodies and would be daylight all the time, then why would we measure anything anymore? So time is a man-made construct. We use it in daily life, but don't be possessed by it. Be at peace.